club and interview me.
Well done. I tell you what, the work you did during lockdown, I watched your Resistance GB stuff, right?
Oh, thank you.
27 years a police officer, right?
Wow.
Right, retired, right? If I hadn't watched it, I would never have believed what anyone said, right? It's woke my eyes up to the point now, I'm not anti-police, but I see there's a massive problem. Massive. I knew there was anyway, right? But it's not the job that I left 7 years ago, in any way, shape or form. And if I hadn't watched it, I'd never have believed it. What
do you think needs to happen with the police force?
Well, I can tell you where it's all been going. It's not happened overnight. It's happened over a period of over 20 years. I can actually see the point when it went wrong, and most people will probably agree, and it will be Stephen Lawrence and the McPherson report that came from it. As a result of that, the police started running scared. I'm not talking about grassroots officers, I'm talking about the hierarchy. Yeah, started running scared.
Because they're scared of the accusation
if it went wrong. You know, or they're more worried about how they look rather than how they do the job. But now it's got to the point where they're not credible anymore because they don't do the job. For most people, they don't serve most people anymore. And it's been happening for over decades. People have been saying it's going to happen, and now it has happened. The other problem they've got is they don't recruit the right people. They recruit people into the job that are too young, too inexperienced. They don't really join for the right reasons. It's not a vocation, it's just something they'll get on their CV and they'll clear off and do something else, you know. And to be honest with you, they used to recruit a lot from the armed forces. They're not doing that anymore. When I went up to get, I met with Cressida Dick when she was Assistant Commissioner, I think she was, or DAC, not quite sure. But anyway, she saw a medal that I was wearing and she said, "Oh, you're ex-military?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "We need more ex-military in the job. We need to recruit more." Totally agree with her. When she became commissioner, did she recruit more military or ex-military? No. There's people out there that won't take a knee. You know, you're not going to get ex-military people. Maybe now you are, because even they're going woke. But back then, you wouldn't have got ex-military people taking a knee to BLM or anyone else. You know, policing needs to be totally impartial, and it's not anymore.
Well, I mean, were you educated about the Pelian policing principles?
Well, obviously you do a little bit of background. You know, who founded the Metropolitan Police and Robert Peel, etc., or Sir Robert Peel, and who was the other one? First World War guy, Trenchard, etc.
Bow Street Runners and all that.
Bow Street Runners. Yeah, but a lot of people, it's just something they gloss over, and that's it. You don't really know the deeper principles behind, you know, policing by consent, etc., etc., etc. You just sort of, okay, fine, there's nothing I can do to change that. What's the law? You know, but that's another thing they're not learning anymore. They're not learning basic legislation. I've seen YouTube videos of police officers, 3 of them standing around. They've searched a homeless guy, presumably, and they found a little pocket knife on him. Now, there's 3 of them looking up legislation on their phone outside Liverpool Street Station because they don't know about what Section 139 of the Criminal Justice Act.
Folding, non-locking blade under 3 inches for general utility.
Exactly, and they don't understand basic legislation, and it's embarrassing. And I'm not going to... There are good ones out there, I'm sure there are.
Your bag's open, the bag.
Not do anybody any good.
The bag's open.
I'm sure there's good ones out there, but at the end of the day, they're few and far between. Well, and a lot of them now, they're all coming. They reckon now that 3/4 of police officers have less than 5 years experience. And in policing terms, 5 years experience is wet behind the ears, you know?
Well, the thing is, you talk about the legislation and the statute, but one of the problems is people believe in this country, and our constitution going back, people have fundamental rights.
Yep.
Where the police start enforcing this policy by the government, a lot of people would say is unconstitutional. Aren't they just going to make enemies of the public? Don't the police need to sort of take a stand and say
they are
we're
making enemies of the public?
Yeah.
They are, because what the public see, you know, it doesn't matter what they say, it's what they do. right? In my opinion, it's okay, you can talk a good job, but if you're not delivering at grassroots level, then the public are not going to be supportive. You know, people are getting burgled, people are getting robbed, people are getting assaulted, people are having their cars stolen, and the police are not interested, okay? In the main, I'm not going to say across the board, but that's the perception now. And that's also the perception in my experience. I recently phoned the police in the summer due to kids setting fire to a load of trees in the park. Tinder dry, they're in there, they've set fire to a chair, hoping that the trees will go up. I've actually gone in there, put the fire out, tied my dog up, put the fire out, dragged everything out, made sure it was all safe. The kids were still hanging around, so I called Essex Police. Essex Police said to me, call the fire brigade. I said, no, the fire's out. This is an antisocial, youths, and they need to be spoken to. So if you've got a car in the area, maybe it'd be a good idea for them to come over here and have a word with them and monitor them. No, you need to call the fire brigade. And that's and basically they got a piece of my mind, told them exactly what I thought of them, and I put the phone down, and then I called them back on 999 because I wasn't going away. There were kids trying to set fire to trees. Yeah. It's just shocking. But you know, I could write a book on my bad experiences of police as a member of the public, even when I was serving. So you know, I'm really pleased that you're getting it out there, because it opened my eyes. You know?
I'm glad to have been able to. Are you worried about some of the group thing that goes on within the police? Because it seems like they're in a very sort of narrow bubble. The other day I was at a train station.
Yeah.
The police were doing a stall where they were pushing the whole hate speech thing.
Yeah.
And I walked up to them and I just said, you know, if someone punches me in the face for, you know, they think I'm wearing a scruffy coat, or they punch me in the face for the colour of my skin, why should that make a difference? Surely the crime is the crime, people should be punished for the crime. And people shouldn't be punished for speech. People shouldn't be punished for having an opinion.
You know this.
And they looked me in the eyes. I was looking in the eyes. It was like I was looking into the eyes of Satan, right? And he sort of bristled and he sort of squared up a bit. And he said, well, that's your opinion, isn't it, sir? In a really horrible way.
This is the problem that the police have got now, because the public don't have confidence in them. And to be honest with you, I might be wrong in saying this, but this is my opinion. I think there's an agenda to undermine society as a whole, pit groups of people against each other, divide and conquer, okay? What the end goal is, I can only speculate. I've got my own opinions, but I'm not going to go into that now. We'll be here all day, all right? I honestly think they're trying to undermine the fabric of society, and the police are the glue that hold society together. So therefore, they're attacking the police. And the way they're attacking police is by purposely recruiting woke, unsuitable people into it, people that won't stand up and be counted. The way policing works is every officer is individually accountable to the law for their actions.
Yeah, they're each a separate crown servant.
Exactly. So you cannot be ordered to carry out an order that's unlawful. So in my opinion, and when I was serving, I used to put my head above the parapet regularly, and I locked horns with quite anybody really. I didn't care. If I was in the right, and I make sure I do it the right way. But today, no one is putting their head above the parapet and saying, excuse me, but in my opinion that's an unlawful order and I won't be doing it, find somebody else. You know, like policing Hamas demonstrations. I'm pretty certain, without looking at the legislation in front of me, but to facilitate a prescribed terrorist organisation is in itself an offence. But the police are facilitating these people. And I would argue that they're probably committing offences by facilitating these people.
Personally, I would say that I would stand with the right of people to protest, whether I agree with them or not.
But when it comes to being a prescribed terrorist organisation, then I don't agree with it.
For me, even if someone said that they, you know, it only became a prescribed terrorist organisation a few years ago, I believe.
Yeah.
And I think that if someone has an opinion, so long as they're not providing any material support or actual material help, I don't believe someone stating an opinion should be a crime.
That's fine. We're all entitled to our own opinions, and that's a good thing. But in the eyes of the law, they are a prescribed terrorist organisation. That's not me saying that. That's the British. I don't like to call them a government because they're not a government. They couldn't run a bath, so they're not a government. But in the eyes of the government, in inverted commas, they are a prescribed terrorist organisation, and therefore it's an offence to facilitate them.
Yeah, but they're not going after them, but they will go after...
Yeah, exactly, and they're going after easy targets, and to be honest with you, I don't see it changing anytime soon. The police can't recruit anybody now. That's another major problem they've got. Nobody's applying to join. Firearms officers are handing their tickets in droves, which is really worrying because we need them, especially in today's climate. But I don't know what the answer is. It won't change until government, in inverted commas, until they change. Problem is, they don't like us. Government do not like us.
So we know the police watch our live streams.
Yeah.
What's your message to any serving police officers right now? Question what you're being told, question what you swore an oath to, and the oath has changed. It changed, I think, with the Police Reform Act. It changed, and you can't find the wording now, or I can't find the wording of the old oath, but it changed significantly. It's not without fear or favour anymore, as I understand it. It's not in their oath, and you've got to question why that changed. But I would say question whether or not you're on the side of good or bad. And if you're on the side of bad, you need to get yourself another line of work, because you are not the police service that we had 10 years ago. And that's a fact. And a lot of retired officers, older officers, are looking at you people in disgust. And that's another fact. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you.